Hey guys, so I'm just going to talk about is the iPod Touch 7th generation worth it in 2025? That's kind of a stupid question to ask because this thing has gotten discontinued in 2022. The entire iPod lineup got discontinued. So I'm just going to talk about, instead of like just going through it, quiet. Instead of, going through it, instead I'm going to talk about my experience with it in 2025. So I've had that iPod Touch ever since October of 2019. And the battery still works in it, surprisingly. After 6 years, if it's maintained well, it'll work for years on years to come. For years to come. That 4th generation iPod Touch, I'm not sure if it got repaired or anything. But that thing was a 9-year-old product when I got it. It was used. It had no cracks in the screen whatsoever. It was a 3.5-inch screen, so going from a 4.7-inch screen on an iPhone, 7, to an iPod Touch 4th generation. That's a little bit of a screen difference, about a little over 1 inch. And yeah, that's a little bit of a difference. 1.2 inch difference. So going from a 6.1 inch to a 4-inch display is another difference. It's impossible to use Braille screen input on that device. Because of the fact that there's just not enough screen real estate. There's not enough screen to do it on. You'd have to be a little kid to do that. And there are devices out there today that are similar to iPod Touches. But if I were you, I'd stay away from the Android side of things. If you are afraid to use that type of thing, I would definitely stick to using an iPhone, an old iPhone. I would get an iPhone SE 3rd generation or an iPhone SE 2nd generation to use as a media player. Though if you do want to jump on the Android bandwagon of MP3 or smart players in this case, I would get something like, there's something that runs Android 14 out there on Amazon that generally it's for kids, but you can use it with TalkBack if you're a blind person. I know someone who has one. I don't know the name of it. It's not a well-known brand. Though another brand, it's a little more expensive than an iPod, but it's about as much as if you were to get the 128 gigabyte configuration iPod Touch 7, if you were to get that. But the thing is, I'm talking about the Sony Walkman A306. I'm not sure if they released any newer Walkmans that are Android based, but they have. Probably not. And another thing is, since the iPod Touch 7th generation is running on iOS 15.8.4, there's probably going to be another release of iOS 15.8 for the iPod Touch 7th generation, but technically it's already been 6 years of support. 3 years of major updates. Well, it came out with iOS 12, and then it went to 13, then 14, then 15. So yeah, 3 major versions, 4 to 5 years, as of now, 4 to 5 years of security updates, which is amazing. But the bad thing is, apps are starting to lose support. Prime Video is losing support. YouTube is losing support. Chrome has stopped support early. Yeah. If you want an iPod Touch 7th generation, I would hurry and pick one up. You cannot get it from Apple. I don't think you can get it from Amazon anymore. The best place you can probably get it is off eBay if you want to ever get one, which I was wrong about the camera specs. It's a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera and a 8 megapixel back-facing camera. And in today's day and age, compared to, I'd say, the 48 megapixel cameras on the iPhones now, that's 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. That's 6 times the megapixels. Wow. By today's standards, the iPod Touch 7th generation is completely out of support. As far as major updates go, I would assume that it will get up to 4 years of security updates, and I think I was right. I thought it was going to get iOS 16, but it didn't. That got dropped along with the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus and the first generation SE. So a lot of devices got dropped. And heck, even the iPhone 6S and 6S Plus, those phones, if I'm right about this, the security updates for iOS 15 are going to be, I guess, up until next year. I'm assuming, I hope they are. But if I'm right about this, the iPhone 6S and 6S Plus will be, I guess, the longest supported iPhones. 11 years. I know the 5S was supported until 2023 via security updates. Through security updates. The iPad Air 2, I assume that would be the longest supported iPad for about 11 or 12 years or whatever. I don't know. Long support. But yeah, that's it for me.